You got it working? Okay, great.
Yeah. But I don't see your camera, or your avatar should wear a camera or not.
No, it's just
Just
his
pretend
eyeballs.
Ah, you are the camera eyeballs. Okay, okay.
he is the
Yeah.
This
camera.
is getting
Hi,
weird here.
everyone.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's so weird. You just have to pretend that Doug is the camera. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I
Welcome to
was expecting to see the
BurnerSphere.
camera. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're waiting for you to come on in. It's like
Okay, so
being on camera
I
and
want.
staring me down
Okay,
right
I want
now.
to be on camera. I want to be on camera. Okay, okay,
Go,
yeah,
go,
yeah,
go.
yeah.
There
Hello,
we go.
hello,
There we
hello,
go.
hello.
We're here with Miguel.
Yeah, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to BurnerSphere.
Burners.
We're from all over the place because I'm in Zurich right now. You're in, where are you, Miguel?
In Valencia, in
You're in
Spain.
Valencia,
Ah,
in Spain. Celestial, where are you?
I'm in Idaho, United
Nice.
States.
And
and I'm in
Zoe,
Seattle. Woohoo, Seahawks.
Seattle.
Woohoo.
We got
It's in
people
bed.
from all
It's in
over the
bed. We
place.
all know that. It's in bed, but
Chef, where are you coming in from?
From Montreal,
Oh, nice.
Montreal. Fantastic.
Montreal, Canada.
Yeah.
And Awanseu, did you get your audio working? Not yet. Okay.
Not yet,
Not yet.
but can hear us. That's good.
Yes.
If you're on Discord, send us a message on the BurnerSphere Discord, and somebody can reply and maybe help you with your tech support. So we're going to wait just a couple more minutes, and then we're going to head 2 more minutes to be exact, and then we're going to head to the Temple of the Deep, and we're going to get started. Zoe and Celestial will be here at the spawn point, waiting for any of the last minute stragglers, and then and help them get to the Temple of the Deep to join us.
Yes.
Speaking of which, what is the directions to get to that temple? Do we have to
Oh,
go to the temple
actually,
hub
it's
first?
really easy.
Okay. Uh huh.
Okay.
Okay. hmm Okay. Oh, it is the deep. Okay, it's right there. Sweet.
Yeah, Doug made it really easy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I like easy.
Yeah.
I like difficult. I don't know why.
Challenges are fun sometimes.
I like
Challenges are fun sometimes. Hmm.
Okay.
Multitasking.
Multitasking. I know I am too. I have a creator that just reached out to me about getting his art in. Um,
That's
so
awesome.
now, yeah, right. So it's like right when this is happening, they're like, "Hey, I have my piece that I had in alt space, and I really want to get it in." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're in BurnerSphere right now. Why don't you just come in and talk to me?"
Right?
I know.
So that's a question I have about potentially getting your art into the
Mm-hmm.
Burnosphere from, the playa. Do Is it a free thing for them, or
Mm-hmm.
do they? Okay, I was gonna say, or do they pay you a little bit of money to put it up on the Burnosphere? I mean, that was a question. I'm
No.
curious.
If if we have to hire somebody to make the model,
Hmm.
then we coordinate that. And so then there's a cost because we had to hire somebody to make the model. If they
That
already
makes
have
sense.
a model and it's just a matter of a little bit of optimization to get it in, then no, there's no cost to them.
That's kind of cool.
Hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, I was surprised to see our camp here when we were doing the world tour. Like, hey, wait a minute, that's our camp. That was awesome.
Which camp was it?
Flight to Mars.
Oh, Flight to Mars. Oh my God, I love that camp. So much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. It was when we started, we were recreating our actual camp, and then I was the one who was like, "Dude, this is VR. We can do anything we want. We can finally have our
Anything.
basement."
Yes, you could have tunnels underground and a whole like
Exactly. And there
labyrinth
are.
and dungeon and
Yeah, we have the downstairs room in the Flight to Mars with the artwork and stuff. Yeah.
somebody in Altspace created a world where you went inside like a little pop-up tent, like a little 3-person tent, and you go inside and you went like down these
Oh
stairs
yeah,
and
the big
into, remember
labyrinth.
that? Into the big labyrinth, and it was like
It's
this big
so good.
stone
Oh, fun.
dungeon, and oh my gosh, it was so good. It was
Yes.
so good. Well, I guess we should go ahead and head over there. I was expecting a lot more people. We had some good response on social media, but maybe people are going to trickle in. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you guys get to hold down the fort,
All
and
right.
maybe at half
Yep.
past, come and join
Okay.
us.
Okay.
Sounds
Deal.
good.
So
Thanks.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Cool.
So
here
we're
we
Have
going to
go.
fun.
come up
See you
here.
there.
Thank you. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to click. Yeah, I don't know. But we can go inside.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. We are all inside. Would you like us all to be out here with you? I think we should start out here, don't you? Okay. It's a good shot with it in the background. Okay. We good? Ready? Okay. Okay, well, hopefully they'll figure out where we are. I know it's a big piece. We just made it.
This is
They're just
funny.
missing the other.
It's like 5 seconds delay on the YouTube. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm already creepy. No worries.
right, right. So, hi everyone. Welcome to BurnerSphere. We are so excited to welcome Miguel into BurnerSphere for this artist talk. Miguel is a Spanish architect and artist who works where ritual, fire, and collective experience collide. He has been a part of the Burning Man ecosystem for over a decade, first as an honoraria artist and later as the regional contact for Spain. So when we talk about deep roots and long memory in this culture, Miguel carries both. His work lives in the impermanence, large-scale, temporary installations that explore emotion, transformation, and what it means to gather together with intention. And fire is not just an element in his work, it is a language. His practice often bridges contemporary art with Mediterranean fire traditions, creating spaces that feel both ancient and immediate. And most recently, Miguel served as the lead artist of the Burning Man Temple, the Temple of the Deep, a role that requires presence, care, and a deep understanding of grief, release, and collective healing. We're incredibly honored to have him here to share his process, his stories, and what it means to create spaces that hold so much feeling and then release it. Thank you, Miguel, for joining us.
Oh, thanks for the presentation, Athena. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm sorry I cannot move my hands, but because I'm on the computer, but I will be saying hi.
And I know you're a very expressive talker, so
Yeah,
everyone just
I
needs to
know.
picture that his hands are constantly moving.
I'm actually moving my hands right now, but you cannot see it. But it's okay.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. So my first question, and it tends to be the first question I always ask, and we're standing here in front of this monumental temple, the Temple of the Deep, is what's the story behind the design? What inspired it, and how'd you come up with the name?
Well, it was kind of a very weird and dark personal moment in my life. I was going through, let's say, it was kind of depression at that moment, and some friends of mine told me that I should get out of bed and do something more creative. So they convinced me to prepare like the project for the temple, but never with the intention of doing it. It was more my friends helping me to do something creative, just to get out of my house. And that was like the beginning. And then when we start thinking about the project, there were some issues about the temple that we want to express. And one of the first things that we want to do was something like more root with the earth. We didn't want to make like a temple that it was looking to the sky or trying to find the answer in the universe. So we were trying to do something that was like blended with the landscape and also respectful with the space. So that's why we came with this idea of building like a black rock, as far as we are in the Black Rock Desert. So we thought that from the beginning, and for doing something more related to the earth, we thought that paying tribute to the landscape and to the space was like the first, the interesting departure for the design.
So this is actually based off of the Black Rocks, right? Am I saying that right? The Black Rocks that are out here on the
Yeah.
Black Rock Desert?
Yeah. So we were thinking about something that was coming from the earth. We didn't want to like looking, as I said before, on the universe, and also this rock at the end it's also has like this biographical thing because it's like a broken heart. That is this rock that has been like shattered in 1,000 pieces, and then after the grief it comes back together again. So we create, and also when we're thinking about what the temple is for, at some point we kind of didn't want to build a temple. We were more like trying to be like a shelter for emotions, or like a place where you can feel like safe to share your emotions with other people. So it was also like, like this cave, like this heavy cave or heavy rock that you have in top of your head, so you can feel like the heaviness of this space. And again also, because they always ask for an altar inside the temple, but we decide not to build any altar, and that's what we will see then in the inside. We build these benches so people have to stare to each other, because at the end you have to find the answer not in the universe, you have to find the answer in the community. So we thought that to create this space where people can see each other and share the grief, it was much more powerful as a temple.
That's very powerful. And when your design was chosen for the temple, what responsibility did you feel most strongly? Like, how did that feeling guide your design choices?
You mean when they told me that I was going to do the temple, no?
Yeah, what was
I was
that
back
feeling when they
well,
told you were going to do the temple?
it's difficult to explain that, because first I received a phone call that I was one of the finalists and they want to make an interview. But like I was in Spain, they told me that they were going to make a Zoom call, but I told them that I was going to take the plane and going there for the interview. And about that we can speak later. But then I made the interview. I went back to Spain, and like 3 days later they called me. I was watching a movie. I received the phone call and they told me it's gonna be you. And and I remember what I said to the person that called me. It's like I know that now I will have to show any kind of emotions, but there's no, I can I can feel anything right now. So I just hang the phone and I continue watching the movie for a couple of hours. And after 2 hours, I start, like calling all my friends just to tell them about the first 2 hours were like, this is not true, this is not happening. So I continue like watching the movie. And also, it's like when I went for the interview, it was like 1 week in SF, and the interview was like the last day before going back to Spain, and I had so many meetings there, trying to meet people, because I'm from Spain, so I don't know. I know people in SF, but not as many as like for building a community or building a temple. And there was a conversation I had with one person that really, changed like my idea what the temple is, because at the beginning you can think that you are building art, or you are doing the architect here, but it has nothing to do with that. The temple is like something like completely different. And I remember this friend of mine is way older than me, and we were having like a coffee, and he was asking me about my grief, the grief that I was taking from Spain, and at some point he told me, I want to tell you that like 2 weeks ago I went with my wife to visit my son, and we found him dead on bed. But we are
No.
okay, and we have prepared all the things, all the offerings that we want to bring to Playa, and we would love to say bye to our son in your temple. So it was like at that very moment, it was like, I knew a lot about the temple, of course, but once you are there, it's like, okay, no, this has nothing to do with doing the architect or the artist. Now it's like, I know this guy is telling me this, and this is really meaningful for him. But at that point, it's like me. I was like visualizing like the whole city with 80,000 people, all with their
Mm-hmm.
histories, and say, okay, I have to build a space to hold a space for all these things happening. So it kind of changed, like the scale
Yeah.
of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, the temple's not just built by a team. It's completed by the people who enter it. So it's very much what you were talking about, like that point when the Temple of the Deep stopped being yours and started belonging to the community. So was that moment when you realized that it might be your design, but it really
Well,
belongs to the community?
it took a little longer. It took a little longer because, okay, at the beginning, like all the storytelling, it was about my grief, where I was going through, and that this process helped me to go through my grief. But it was, I think maybe it was February or January. I said, okay, this is not about me anymore. This is not the temple that Miguel designed because he was in a very bad moment. This temple and the design has helped me to go through this process. Now I'm feeling way better. So now I'm just going to hold the space for other people's grief. So I actually I didn't write anything, or I didn't bring anything to the temple. I didn't burn anything in this temple because I decided that the process, it already helped me in my process during the design. So I didn't need to burn anything there.
Yeah, you didn't need to have a secondary thing. And it was interesting, you said that you didn't put an altar in the center, and we should probably go inside. But I remember going in there and seeing like a mound of things in the center, like there was an altar. But I remember when we went there right before you opened it to everyone that there wasn't anything in the center. And in our design, and when we go inside, you'll see that there isn't anything in the center. But by the end of the week, there was a mound of things in the center, which was really interesting.
Yeah, people at the end, they use the space like that, and that's great. But at the end, even having all those things in the center, like the benches, you were able to see other people in front of you.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have this like big altar, because normally we have had these big altars, so that you focus your vision there. So you are like, you are there, you are meditating, or you are thinking about your grief, and you have like this point of view. It's right in the center, and I didn't want to have that center point of view just for people being able just to look to each other. I think it was way more important in this space.
Should we go inside?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's go inside.
Hello, everybody.
So I just want, we'll wait for everybody to come in. I just want everyone to take a moment and just feel the peacefulness. And you can see what Miguel was referring to, that the center is open. People can sit around the sides and see each other and share space. And then the center has this beautiful swirl to it. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, the swirl in the roof and that type of design? I mean, the fire from it was stunning.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, we were always playing with this heaviness of the rock, and if you see also the entrances are like narrowing, and while you enter through these 7 entrances, it's like the entrance is narrowing, and at the same time the ceiling is going down, so you are like feeling like the heaviness and the pressure of the space. So we want we want to create like something like lighter in the inside, and also just to bridge like these 2 cultures of fire, because I come from Valencia, that we have this 300-year-old festival of fire. So I designed that with an ancient technique that we have in our festival, and that piece, it was like built by Valencian artisans that came to Playa, that they had never been to Playa before.
Mm-hmm.
And actually they had never been to the States before, so they came to Reno. We took them from Reno directly to Black Rock City. They built this piece on Playa, and after 6 days they went back to the airport and left the country. so
Oh,
so
wow.
their only knowledge from the States is Burning Man, which is
Oh,
which is kind
yeah.
of interesting. And also, this kind of, we call it vortex, and you never know if it's going from down to the ceiling or the other way around. So we wanted to build something that was like in both directions. So it like was taking the energy from the ground to the sky or the other way around. And and people will think that it will be like like the central point that you look to the sky from here, but actually if you stand where I'm standing and look at the entrance, uh, you will see that that entrance right in front of me is the only entrance that is completely open, and you can see from here the playa. All the other entrances are or closed by the bench or closed by the chapels or closed by the fence. So uh, the like the center or the main point of view from this temple was from here looking to the playa, not looking to the sky. As I was telling before, we didn't want to make a temple that was trying to find the answer in the universe. We want to try to find the answer here on earth. So like the main point of view of the temple was this point of view, and it was looking to the place where the sky and the earth comes together, that is the horizon and the playa.
Yeah, I remember noticing that when I was at Burning Man, standing there and realizing that was the only place you could look out, but it faced deep playa, and
Yeah,
you felt like you wanted to walk out that way because it was open, but if you did, you had to walk all the way around the temple to get back into the city. And so it gave you this contemplative walk, which I really, and I
and
remember
also
noticing that.
also you see the fence. If you were coming from the man, the fence was closed, so you have to you have to go left or right to enter the temple. So it was like a temple
Right.
that was not looking to the man. It was looking to the playa. So from the very beginning, the design, we wanted, to make something like more quiet, and somehow we were like trying to avoid what was happening in the city. So we were kind of protecting. As I told you, we want to make like a shelter. So we were like protecting ourselves to create this safe space to share emotions. We were trying to protect ourselves from all the noise and all the things happening there.
Yeah, I'm really actually glad that you did that. The temple is a sacred space, and so often we just are bombarded by all the menagerie of beats that are going on around us. And you could feel the peacefulness inside. It was like it was sheltered and protected, that she was like a big hug holding the entire community.
Yeah, no, and it really worked very well. It was a heavy space to enter. Normally, temple is very heavy, but I think that
Yeah.
also because the kind of architecture we made here, it was way heavier than I expected.
Yeah. Mediterranean fire traditions influence your work, yet the temple exists within a very specific Burning Man context. How did you navigate honoring your cultural lineage while making a space for a truly global community to see themselves in this temple?
Well, uh, like having this tradition of burning things in Valencia, they always ask me the same. And how do you feel when you are burning your art or you are burning things? And I think that it's kind of very it's the approach is for me is always the same, because you are building something that you know that is going to disappear. So actually you have like 5 or 6 days to capture the beauty of that space in your head. So your relation with other art pieces that I can make or you can make, if you know that they are going to last forever, you don't have the same interaction with that. So I've been burning things. I'm building things in Valencia for the last 15 years, so I'm kind of very used to that, and it's also like this because I've been having like a lot of grief conversation with a lot of people. I don't want to compare burning an art piece with this that I'm going to tell you, but this, for example, when they tell someone of your family that he's gonna live maybe for 3 or 4 months because he has an illness, and then after 4 months you see that the family is like, you see like they are in peace because they had the
Mm-hmm.
time to say bye to that person. No, so it's more difficult to navigate the grief when it's something that happens suddenly.
Right.
And with the temple, when you're burning things, somehow it's like the same, no? You know that there's gonna be an end, and you know when it's gonna happen. So you take all the time just to capture the beauty of that space. So it's like I was there standing in front of the temple, and it's like, okay, you are trying to view and to capture the beauty, and like it's gonna disappear. The way that you view the art, it's like way more stronger because you know that you have to put everything in your brain, in your mind, because that's the only thing that will remain.
Yeah.
Now I have the camera right in front of me. Now it's like,
Yes, you do.
hello.
Yes, you do. There he is.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No worries. I can. I look great. I look great from. Okay.
Were
Yeah,
there
I know.
any? I mean, building something of this scale comes with its challenges, and all these challenges, of course, are things that you're going to overcome. But I'm curious, was there anything that was like completely unexpected besides all the weather challenges that we had on Playa? But was there like, a challenge that you had to overcome and the solution that you came up with, maybe while you were building in Oakland or maybe while
Okay.
fundraising?
I I have to say, and I'm saying that lately, that I think that this is the easiest project that I have made in my life. Because the
Wow.
amount of support and help that you have from the community is so huge that if you are just thinking about what you need and what you have to, it's things work. You have to know who to ask help to, and it's not easy in that way, but it was really easy. And during construction, it was not the storm, because I also was telling all the people in the crew that this is a community-driven project. So I was really not worried if we were able to build half a temple, or we were not even being able to build the whole temple. That was not an issue. It was only that was what the community has been able to do, and there will be a reason that we haven't been able to finish that, and we will be able to explain that reason to the community. So it was a project that it couldn't fail, even if it was not finished. So in that
Right.
sense, I think that the crew and we were really confident on that. Maybe it was not the storm. It was all these benches that you see around. That was the original design, and I think that we had an issue with. We were during the whole process of building joking about the meters and feet. So we create like a
Yes.
new measure. It was feeters, something between the metric system and this kind of weird thing that you have there. Of inches and feet and everything. So when it came out, the last thing it was to put that bench inside the temple, and when we tried to put all the pieces inside, they were way too big. It was impossible to put that bench inside the temple. So at that moment, people that has been building like all those benches for a couple of months or 3 months, they were really upset because they were trying to find out where was the problem. It was the plans, it was people building, and I told them, I don't want anyone to try to find out where the mistake was. I don't care where the mistake was, and I never want anyone to try to find where the mistake was. So please go have a drink, and I'm gonna take the pieces that we have right here, and I'm going to change the whole design of the ground floor of the temple. And it was kind of challenging because we were opening next day.
Yeah.
And I was not sure if that. Okay, then I took the paper and the pencil, and the good thing is that it came even way better than expected. So I really love way more the design that came out at the end than the design that we had on the plans. So maybe that was the more challenging thing. But again, it was more challenging not about the project, because again, I didn't care that much if the bench was well built or not. It was more working with the people that at that point, they were not upset, but we were 1 month on Playa. They'd been working for a lot of months on at the warehouse in Oakland, and suddenly they saw that the pieces that they had been building one day before the opening, they were not the right size, and that was like, to handle the humans at that moment was not that easy, but it came out
Yeah.
great.
It came out great. So now
Yeah.
that the temple's burned and lives on in memory, what stayed with you personally after the experience was complete? Was there something the temple gave back to you that you didn't expect?
Wow. Let's say this thing that people speaks about the energy, no? But that was from the very beginning. I was feeling like kind of laser going out from my chest, like energy from the very beginning. I could feel that from the very beginning. It was like the amount of people trying to help me. It was crazy. And I will say that I take from here, like I arrived like, because when they going back, when they told me I was going to do the temple, I quit my job next day, and I had a rental apartment here in Valencia, and I quit my rental apartment. So I took my luggage and I arrived mid-January in the Bay Area and signed a contract. Well, not actually didn't sign a contract like that, but I was signing a contract, and I had to fundraise $600,000, $700,000, not knowing anyone in the Bay Area. And now I see my phone and the amount of people that I have on my agenda of people that I know from America, from the States, and from this temple group. It's like I have like a new whole family there, and I know there's so many people that are already in my life, and they're gonna be in my life for long and forever. That's kind of gift that you don't get that usually.
Yeah. Actually, you told me a funny story of how you reached out to me and how you found my information. Tell that story. That's a good one.
Yeah, because I was like networking as crazy, because I didn't know anyone, so I've been spending like 8 months in the States, like going to parties and meeting people from Monday to Sunday, working in the mornings, fundraising in the afternoons. And then I said, okay, why are we doing this only in San Francisco or in the Bay Area? So I decided, okay, I want to go to New York to meet people. I want to go to Chicago to meet people, and just to spread, I thought that I had like this duty as the lead artist, not to do the artist or the architect, but just to share the message of what the importance of these spaces. And when I also said, okay, let's go to LA, because I have never been there, and I was speaking with people who I can meet there, who I cannot meet there, and I wrote to ChatGPT. I say, I'm going to LA. I want to meet someone related to Burning Man. Who do you think I should meet with? And ChatGPT answered me, Athena. But it was super very yeah. It was ChatGPT who put me in contact with Athena. That's
Yeah. ChatGPT told him to reach out to me, and he reached out to me on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. Let me start connecting you to people."
Then I was at this dinner. I don't remember now the name. Sorry, we were
Chris.
At dinner.
You were at Chris's place.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I don't remember how I contact with Chris, and suddenly you came to the dinner, and it was like, okay, all together now. So yeah. I found you through Chris and through ChatGPT at the same time. Serendipity.
Yep. And I showed up with the VR headset, and I showed you the temple model when we were at Chris's.
Oh yeah. We've been here before.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was yes, Doug. Go ahead.
No.
Yes, we do. I have a couple more questions, and we're going to open it up to the community, and then we see the videos. Okay. So I was going to ask you, like, did you have a moment of serendipity or unexpected interactions that happened with your art on Playa? The ChatGPT story is definitely a moment of serendipity, and then I showed up at Chris's house.
I have one
Um,
that I have one,
yeah,
and
please,
it's
please.
and maybe it's a serendipity now, and maybe it will be a serendipity in the future, because when we were preparing for the burn, or I don't know, it was preparing for the burn. Well, yeah, there was a moment I was going to the porta potties, like they were like far away from the temple. I was with a friend there, and this random girl with a bike, it was like 100 feet away or 200 feet away from us, and we just waved her. Like randomly, you are on playa, you say hi to everyone. And this woman suddenly stopped the bike, throw the bike to the floor, and said, "You are the architect." And she came running to me and she said, "I know everything about you. And I was trying to bring an art piece this year, but I'm gonna try to bring it next year. And my dream is I want to be the lead artist of the temple one day," because she's an architect. And so we made a picture of us and say, okay, let's keep this picture, because maybe in 4 or 5 years, if you become the lead artist of the temple, this will be like the biggest serendipity. And since then, I'm in contact with her. She's living in Panama, and I think that she's gonna try to bring some art to Playa next year. And when we have had this Q&A from the temple, she's been also connecting there. It was like, like randomly, she recognized me. After 1 month in Playa, I'm not that easy to recognize.
Right, none
So
of us
it
are. We
was,
all kind of look the same. We're all sort of just covered in dust.
yeah.
Um,
So I
so
remember
I
that
want to
moment like
open it.
very, yeah.
Yeah. I want to open it up to the community. If anybody has a question that you want to ask about the temple or about building art at Burning Man, does anybody have a question?
I do.
Yes, Celestial.
So I just saw online the new man base art, and I was wondering how you thought about the design that is going to be essentially the new man base, and what you thought of it.
What do I think about the new design? That's the
Yeah.
question.
What is
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's okay. We were expecting to have like a tree, because this. I think because I've been speaking with the people of the art department, and they have received so many trees this year for Burning Man.
Mhm.
But the man base is kind of a very different approach to the not like the temple, because they look for a design, and there is like this group of people. Even the designer has not to be involved after making the design, and it goes to the people that is building the man base, and they have to develop the whole project. So it's really difficult to say from the renders at the beginning, because it for sure is
That's
gonna
fair.
change a lot. And it reminds me a lot of this man base that I think it was maybe in 17 or 18. That is more organic with this cladding. But again, it's really difficult to. I think it's really interesting if we can go up to those stairs up there.
Yeah.
It's very very organic thing.
Yeah.
But from the render is, for example, in my renders, at the end of the process, because it was me from the very beginning, I know that the render was not defined, but I knew exactly how I want to build that. And all the changes were in that direction. In the man basis, it always changes a lot, because sometimes the designer just provides the first design, and then it's like, this group of people building that.
Yeah, then the crew just has to figure it out. So it doesn't necessarily, end up being.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
And then,
that's
also
good.
for
That's
me,
getting announced next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
The man base for me is also very difficult to design in a way, because the figure of the man is so powerful that whatever you try to combine with that, it's, like the relation between the base and the man is always, for me, it's always very difficult to accomplish.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Do we have any other questions? And then, yes, Bobcat, and then we'll go check out the videos.
Miguel, it's really great to see you. I wish I could have been here for the first half hour. I've been a temple guardian. This past year was, I think, the 5th year that I volunteered with the Temple Guardians, and I absolutely loved it. Had an amazing experience with your design. So I have a question and then a related comment after the answer to the question. But several of the designs that I've been in since I started about 11 or 12 years ago have maybe like a stalactite or a pillar or something in the center, something that's structural. And this design did not. It almost looks like you're in a bull ring or something like that. And I wondered how that came about, how you decided to leave it empty so that something that wasn't structural could fill it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the idea from the very beginning, it was like the bench, it was like the city. And this kind of thing right here, it was like center camp somehow. But then, as I have said before, we have this issue with the pieces and the sizes, so we have to change everything. And I really prefer that we change, and it was not exactly like the shape of our city. And the bull ring, it has nothing to do with me being Spanish and bullfighting. That I can tell you for sure. That's
sure.
But again, we want to build something like this rock, like emerging from earth and like raising with the strength of the community. So somehow we want to create like this very, we had to put pillars. But the structure, like there are like a lot of compression rings in this structure. It worked very well, and it allowed us to empty the whole space. And again, I don't know if you were at the beginning or at that part. One of the ideas was not to have an altar. We didn't want to have like a central space for people to look at that. We want people to see each other in this space. So, and also if you see like the energy goes in this vortex that we have up there, so whatever, anything in the middle will break that, that kind of energy. So it was like you come through the entrances that are narrowing, and this heavy rock is like sloping down, so you create like this narrow entrance, and then you change to this open space. That's something between light in the vortex, but at the same time it's heavy because you feel like the whole weight of the rock above you. So
I adored it, and it's a real honor to say that to you. So thank you very, very much.
Oh, thank you. I think I really, one of the things that I enjoyed the most, it was speaking from time to time with you Temple Guardians that were there. Okay, apart from when I was going inside the temple to cry, like we all do, but when I was around the temple, my best moments I remember it was speaking with you. You almost killed me when we were making the picture all together because it was so sunny and we had to look to the cameraman that was facing the sun, and you were saying another picture, and I say no, please no more, I'm gonna die here. But apart from that, I love you guys a lot. Yeah.
There was a moment when I went into the temple on the man had already burned, and I always like going to the temple on man burn night. And so I had gone, I guess it was like 3:00 in the morning, and there was a man that had a skull made of ice. I don't know how he kept it cold all week long, but he had the skull made of ice on a rope, and he was performing something like Hamlet, but it wasn't Hamlet. He was like performing something, and the ice was just dripping and dripping on the playa, and he was doing this incantation, and everybody was sitting around, and it was just the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And then there was a whole pile of stuff in the middle, and he just took it and placed it on the top, and we all just sat there and watched it slowly melt away. It was really incredible. Yeah.
That was the night of the barn of the man, no? When they burned the man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
also
those
went
nights in
there.
Amber.
That night was, a lot of things happened in the temple there. I remember I arrived there when the man was burning, and there was this couple with a coffin at the entrance, surrounded by candles,
Wow.
and people was going inside the coffin, and they were speaking with the guys inside the coffin from outside. They were speaking a lot, so I came to speak with them. Yes, I introduced myself, and they have brought this coffin from New York, and it was, the story was pretty heavy, and it was a friend of them that has told them that he wants that coffin to be there to get energy, because he was going to have an assisted death in 2 weeks, and he
Oh,
wanted to be
Wow.
incinerated inside that coffin. And so the friends took the coffin from New York to Playa and back to New York. So it was
Wow.
like,
my gosh.
Wow.
that was pretty intense.
That's pretty intense. Do we have any other questions? And then we'll make our way to the videos. Bobcat, yes?
I'll share this real quick story because this is just a perfect place to share it. So this year, as a volunteer with the Guardians, I brought who I think was the oldest burner on Playa this year. Her name is Gwen, and she's a friend of mine. I met her on a beach, Funston Beach outside of San Francisco. She's a 11,000-year-old, at least, fossilized Columbian mammoth tooth that I found buried half in the beach there.
Wow.
With another burner friend of mine. So I brought her here, and during my shift, for the 4 hours of the shift, she sat in that, I guess I'll call it like a nest of stuff that formed in the center here. And, I put her down. She's probably weighs about 20 pounds, and I put her in the center. And over those 4 hours, people are putting messages and letters and drawings and incense and all the things. And when my 4 hours was up and she had soaked up and shared out and radiated all of that beautiful Playa energy, I went back and had to dig into the pile and pull out this thing, which would have been completely insane to see from everybody sitting around looking, and just cart it off into the shadows. So she's sitting right here with me, and it was just one of those weird things you never would have known even happened. But thank you all for allowing me to share that. Pretty bizarre.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I think we should watch some of the video elements that we have in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
So,
we follow...
Doug, we're all going to follow Doug. Oh, yes.
Nice.
Wow.
Here's Miguel and me, Doug. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones.
Oh, wow.
So I also wanted to ask you about the tones that we're listening to. Those were also playing inside of the temple.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
The tones that we're listening to in the world, you could also hear them inside the temple. Can you tell us a little bit about those tones?
Oh, yeah. I spoke with a sound designer, and we want to make like a heartbeat, because at the end this rock, as I told you, was like a broken heart, shattered in 1,000 pieces, then coming back together. So we have like this very small tone inside, and again, we didn't put in all the chapels. I think that we put that in only 3 of the chapels, but it was really subtle, so you could only hear that. Probably at night, during the day, it was impossible to listen. And it was like very another kind of more subtle sound coming from the vortex. But actually, it was there, but mostly no one noticed that, and I think that was part of the idea because we wanted it to be really really subtle.
Together a huge family that we gather together from people from Spain and from the States. And I hope you can enjoy what we have built for all of you. And welcome to us. Thank you very much.
That was a very special moment because you see that guy on the wheelchair on the left. He didn't know me, but I know that he was a friend of mine, and I came to him and I say, "You're gonna be the first one to enter." And I just cut the rope for him, and I told all the other people, just wait until he goes inside. It was his first barn, and I knew that the friends of mine were bringing him as a gift to Playa for the first time.
Hmm.
Oh,
Well, we have the other video to check out too, don't we? Oh, yeah, okay.
okay. Thanks for joining. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this was the symphony
Thanks, Doug.
playing at the temple.